You know, they say me like a size too. You see me like a dirty water. You know, they say me like a size too. I told them I love you, and they told me that you don't go there. I promised to love you, but you're killing me, oh my sexy girl. No conversation, you don't say they can't kill me. Now I got it causing confusion. Somebody come save me, oh Kabaka. I dey love you, baby, so don't do me like this. Yeah, I dey love you, baby, so don't do me like this. Yeah, I dey love you, baby, so don't do me like this. Yeah, I dey love you, baby, so don't do me like this. You don't see what's up. You know this me, then what's a size stone? Why you this me like you don't see what's up? You know this me, then what's a size stone? It's me by you know no say that me the bamba you. It's me by you know no say that me go born for you. I give you my heart and soul, you make them jump for me. It's you make you never sing the song, make I dance for you. I love you, my baby, but you never hold me down. You are my harmony. I love you, but you never harmonize. Ipanapa, I show you the call me, I love you. I go put on the fire, I go stress say I love you. Oh, let you go, you see what's up. You know this me, then what's a size stone? Why you this me like you don't see what's up? You know this me, then what's a size stone? I want love, I want happiness from you. I want this, I want that, I want your whole body. Baby boy, it takes fast, I'm not lost. If you want happiness for we. My life, I don't take all of you. Yeah. You may call me the mommy, the power, but not lie. I don't cry, tell me I don't tire, not for the bamba. Yeah, not only you will like my fire, not only you my heart desire. Oh my baby, not only you my heart desire, not only you will like my fire. But you just see me like you don't see what's up. You know this me that wants a size stone. Why you just see me like you don't see what's up? You know this me that wants a size stone.
Wow, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We're just going to give a couple of minutes for people to get on here. We're scheduled for 10, and we're enjoying music right from Sierra Leone, What a Size Stone. So if you've never heard that before, I think you want to check it up on YouTube. It's just amazing. And Facebook, of course, I do not have right to this music. So I don't want you going after me, YouTube. I don't have right to this music. We're just having fun. Wherever that you have African women, we are always ready to have fun with great music. So we'll give it like some 2 minutes for people to get in. So do me a favor by tagging every great person around you, your friends, your neighbors, your sisters, your mothers, your enemies too. It's going to be a great message. So you don't want to miss out on this. It is Sawuuboonaa, and we're about to get things started. Give us another 3 minutes as you enjoy some music coming all the way from Sierra Leone.
Happy Independence, Sierra Leone. Yeah. The land of the free. Yeah. I tried there, sir. With sweet and bitter memories. We're strong and still moving on. Majesty, now this aloneness, where we they look up to. Every year, we get for celebrate time. Yeah, now this aloneness where we love so much. Every independence we have for jubilate. Awa, awa, lunga, awa, yeah, awa mudo lijiga. Hey, terno, afumani terno, terno, afumani mabonde. Yeah, ko enema inta salon, ko welcome, si salon no mutingate. Yeah, yeah, happy birthday, Shalom. Yeah, Father, bless our leaders. Yeah, oh, give us the power. Yeah, to love one another. Yeah, bless the president. Yeah, oh, Father, bless our nation. Yeah, let's love one another. Yeah, we must unite. Come on, you know Solomon, if my divine the talk. You know Solomon, if my common body. Original Solomon, she the east to west. You know Solomon, if na my dingo body. You know Solomon, if na so man body. Original Solomon, yeah. Let we all come together and celebrate, celebrate. Don't ever make tribalism go to head, yeah, yeah. Let we put Salon first, let we celebrate Salon, yeah, yeah. Oh, happy birthday, Salon, yeah, yeah. Father, bless our leaders, yeah. Oh, give us the power, yeah, the power to love one another, yeah, yeah. Bless the president, yeah, oh, Father, bless our nation, yeah. Let's love one another, yeah. Surely we must unite. Highly exalted, highly exalted. Yeah. This is the realm of the free, the realm of the free. This is the realm of the free. Yeah. 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 I should be so.
Wow, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Let me know where you're joining us from. It's the Sawuuboonaa show, and I am pretty excited to have you here this morning. My name is Dr. Louisa Akaizo, and of course, I have with me Dr. Kadijatu. So I hope I pronounced that right. I
Yes, you
always
did.
leave the two sometimes, but I'll get it right. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me know what country, what city, what's going on with you, what organization that you're joining from. So please get into the comment box and be part of what we are doing. It is going to be amazing. So Sawuuboonaa show, and you might be asking, why Sawuuboonaa? Sawuuboonaa is the Zulu name that means I see you, I celebrate you, and I honor you. And that's what we're doing in the show, really celebrating amazing African women who are doing amazing work, great work in their communities, women who are impacting lives, women who are making the magic happen in Africa. And so when you see anyone on the show, I just want you to know that this is a powerhouse. They're loaded. So listen, you want to bring others with you to be part of what's going on here. Thank you so much for making out the time to be here. Of course, when you get into the comment box, make sure that you let us know what country that you're joining us from, because I want to give you a shout out because, just like Dr. Namwinga is here, She's in the US right now, but she's representing Zambia. It's great to have you, Matt. Thank you so much for making out time. She was my guest the other day. I don't know if you saw the video from Dr. Namwimba. I mean, it was amazing with the work that she's doing in Zambia, in Africa, and she's very excited to be working with you. And that's what's going to happen today. We have someone here that I'm very proud of with the work that she's doing ever since I connected with her, and just seeing what she's doing with young people. It's just amazing. I mean, on the global stages, she's making things happen. Someone said, I'm connecting from Botswana. Welcome, Botswana. It's great to have you in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. So, guys, you do not want to come in and stay quiet. Let me know what country. Let me know what country is represented, okay? Because I want to give you a shout out. You deserve that. Elizabeth Lochapio, thank you for joining us. If I crucify your name today, I'm not going to do that the next time. I'll learn how to pronounce it next time. But thank you so much. I'm not sure why we're having a feedback, but it's going to be okay. All right. Thank you. We're pretty excited to get things started this morning. South Sudan says she's here. Welcome, South Sudan. I'm excited to see you. Guys, let me tell you, Africans, we know how to show off. So just come in. Let me know what country. So if you're here and you're non-African, I think it's a good show for you to be hanging out with me throughout this month, because you get to learn about our culture, you get to meet the beautiful women, you get to know what really happens in Africa, and then you will start to plan your trip. That's most important. Everyone is going to Africa. So if you haven't been there, where have you been? It's happening live in Africa. Seriously. Everyone, yesterday I had a chat with someone, Dr. Kadijatu, and she said, I want to visit about 4 countries in Africa. I said, yes, you might end up doing 6, because we're just as good as that. If you're going to do 4, you might as well add 2 more, and people are just excited. People want to go see the motherland, and motherland has so much to offer. So much. The media hasn't been doing great, and that's why we're telling our story. We need you to come in and see what is happening. We need you to know exactly what we're doing, what are the projects that we're running, initiatives, and what is happening in Africa. We're very concerned and taking it very seriously, the issues that, around the development of Africa. So we're not going to back off. We're not going to give up. We're doing it. And we need more people to be involved. We need more people to connect with us. We need more people to work with us. So when you get to meet any leader on the show, you can connect with them in real time. So coming in and be ready to ask your questions. Did I tell you that my guest today is from Sierra Leone? That's one country that I'm so passionate about. I have so many great friends from Sierra Leone. I hope that Dr. Adama can make her way here and see her. Those are some of my amazing people from Sierra Leone. I love you guys so much. And we have Dr. Kadijatu. I got to get it right this time. Please forgive me. I haven't had coffee yet. This is just vitamin C. That's why I'm still messing around. So thank you so much. All right. So today, like we usually would do, I know I'm coming up a little bit earlier than you would expect. Of course, usually we're here 1 p.m. at Eastern time, but that's fine. The message is always great. Well, South Sudan is showing off. We have another South Sudan in the house. Thank you, Christine Agoku. It's great to have you here. That's another powerful leader who is here with us today. It's my pleasure to have you chilling with me and rocking with me as we get on with the show. So first things first, of course, I'm going to pass this back to my guest, Dr. Kadijatu. How are you today? And thank you so much for joining.
I am very well, thank you. Thanks so much for having me, Doc. I really appreciate it.
No worries. It's mutual. Of course, you know how I feel about the work that you do. So please tell the guests who Dr. Kadijatu is, what you do. I know you do so many things, but kind of, I think one of the things that we're going to kind of bring to the show today, if that's good for you, because I know we're playing with time today with you because it's a busy day for you, is really, I would love to share your personal story. But first of all, let's even know who you are in what you do, where people can connect and be part of what you're doing, what you do. Over to you, Dr. Kadijatu.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you and welcome to everybody that's watching. My name is Kadijatu Grace. I am originally from West Africa, Sierra Leone, the only country where you use air, land, and sea to get into that country. That tells you how blessed we are. And I am unapologetically very, very, very proud of flying my flag so high in every facet that I can. Who Kadijatu is? Kadijatu is just a young lady, an ordinary girl that chose to live an extraordinary life, that chose not to be a part of the statistics of complainers, but those that will actually solve the problem. Um, Africa is huge. Africa is big. Africa is growing now. This is our time. And so it is only best that we all wake up, get up, dust up, and use our stories, not to feel sorry for ourselves, but to use our stories to tell the world that you think you did me, but trust me, you just opened my eye to something bigger and better. And so what I do is I am a psychologist by education. I own or I'm a founder of Psychology of Winning. Basically, what we do there is we transform young minds, creating generational leaders. After living in the States for so long, about 28 years, the first time I hit grounds going home, the first wind that blew was there's a need for mindset change. And I thought to myself, okay, this is it. And so with my field, my area of expertise, I just jumped into making sure that we have something going for the young people, because when you think about Africa developing, it's the young people.
Yes.
75% of the population in Africa is the young ones. And so we cannot not pay attention to them. And so at Psychology of Winning, that's what we do. We transform young minds, creating generational leaders. I also am the founder of She Arose Summit, which is a conference, a summit, a gathering, if you may, where women, professional women, women that are pregnant with visions, that do not know when and how they should give birth to these visions, we gather together at one place. We choose a location where we just inspire and impact each other by telling one another's story. And we are in the business of adjusting each other's crown. One of the things that is affecting us as women, African Black women, is we are very much intimidated by one another. We do not share in each other's win. We do not encourage and support and collaborate one another. So at She Arose, this is how we all rise together. We share our visions, our missions, our values, our cultures, our traditions, and we use all of that to help us build our individual brands.
Wow, that is so powerful. I love it. I was so captivated with Shia Rose, not just because of the title. I mean, when I saw the title, I was just like, okay, this tells a story. That this simply means I'm coming from somewhere. I'm ready to take it unapologetically. That's what it means for me when I look at the title. And I love to see that because it's very empowering, it's very inspiring to see that there are people who actually got up from where they were. So when you go into this event, guys, let me tell you, you don't expect to come back the same. I'm just warning you, because it's one of the most powerful events for women, for girls, that she has been able to put together with her team. It is just so amazing, and it's happening very soon on the 31st of March. That's coming up very soon. So you want to be part of that. Is it going to be airing online as well?
No, we want people to be in the atmosphere of just coming and networking in person. It's something that could be done online, but I just really wanted people to come and experience something that they really haven't experienced before. And so
Right.
it will be in person.
Okay. Sounds good. That's wonderful. Okay, so if you're just joining us, welcome. It's Sawuuboonaa show. It's the African Women Show, and what we do here is telling the African women's story. I did promise you that for the month of the month of March, which is Women's History Month, we will be highlighting the work of African women, what they're doing in their communities, and how they're empowering and creating change And that's what we've been doing. We've been bringing in leaders from different parts of the world. Yesterday, the reason why we were not online was because we had a guest from Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe, I don't know what's going on with you guys with the load sharing. That's not even funny, okay? Because you are stopping our women from doing what they should do. And we were struggling so much with connections, but we've been having great conversations. So if it's your first time here, well, welcome. You're not too late. You can have a look at other videos, and we will be coming on here with a lot more other women leaders just to see the work that they're doing. And then, of course, create an opportunity for you to be part of them, be part of their network, be part and support them, volunteer if you wanted to, because a lot of times I hear women say things like, oh, I would love to do something, but I don't know what to do. Now, there's no need for you to say you don't know what to do, because Dr. Kadijatu is here. You can connect with her and you can work with her. She's ready to work with you. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're in. I think it's time for us to hold our hands together. One thing where we're trying to embrace this year moving forward as African women is collaboration. Collaboration, because we can't do it alone, and we're stronger together. We have amazing women everywhere. If we could just hold our hands and do it, I don't think anyone was going to be more powerful than us. And that's what we're doing. So, okay. So it brings me to my next question for you, my sister, is can you share a bit about your story? Because I mean, all of this inspiration and power and strength came from somewhere. And so, on this show, we talk about who you are. We use the storytelling approach. We talk about who you are. We try to get into the grit. What gave you the courage to do what you're doing? Because you're very unapologetic. I mean, I see the work you do. You know what you're doing, and so many African women and girls would love to be like you. So, what has inspired you? What has brought you to this point? And another thing is, the African woman or the African girl is dealing with a lot of pain. A lot of pains. Majority are dealing with a lot of pains, and sometimes we try to get stuck with our story. We really shouldn't. We should use it as a stepping stone to where we're going. And so when we bring women here, we're trying to show you that what, we're not perfect, but we're doing it. I have a story. We all have a story. But how can you use that? Whatever that you go through is because God, your maker, whoever that you listen to, I listen to God. So God made you go through that so that you'll be able to come back empowered and unlock others who are bound going through that. So there's always a reason. So you have to look at the positive part of it. Don't stop beating yourself up about the victim mentality. Oh, I don't know, this happened to me, so I can't. No, cut it out. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're moving on. That's just an event that happened in your life. It doesn't define you. So we try to share to show you that, hey, I'm not perfect. Hey, I went through this kind of pain, but you know what? I have come back stronger and better. So, my sister, what I would like you to share, just kind of take us on a journey into who you really are, where did this strength come from, where you've been, and where you are today. Over to you.
Once again, I thank you. I am such in a happy. I'm in a happy mode going back to this. Well, I will start this way. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a song. Everybody's is just a little bit different. And so in life, when you find yourself, the God that created us, I don't know what it is that you believe in, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever you think that created you for a reason, a time, a season, and a purpose. And so we as human beings, we go through these things. We meet people that are button pushers. We meet people that will just make our life into one situation where we're like, you know what, I'm done. I'm moving to the next level, or I'm done. I just choose to give up. So it's two choices that we have in life. It's either you press on, you dust up, you keep on moving, or you stay there and just say, I'm done. And that's when you say, hello, grave, I'm ready to come. So Kadijatu Grace, a young girl, was born in the early 80s um, to a single mother, Lucinda Kata. Father was never in the picture. And she grew up she was given everything by her mother. She was raised by a single mom, but then her mom had she grew up with strong women. Her mom had over 8 sisters, and these women were the strongest women um, she looked up to. They were all talented in different facets. When you talk about a woman using her hand to sew wedding dress with her hand from scratch, when you talk about a woman that is in the military force at that time when women are not given the opportunity to be, when you talk about a woman being a teacher, a woman using her craft to do. So the family of Kadijatu was that kind of family. And she was blessed and she took a little bit of everything that these women had. And that kind of created what it is, as you call, a volcanic reaction when she grew up and she started doing all these things even bigger and better ways. Um, at age 14, no, at age 13, there had been war in the country and young girls were being abducted and raped in the city. And so her mom says to her, yours, my yours, it is not safe for you to be here. And so um, she was to travel to Guinea. Her mom did not have enough to get ticket for the both of them to travel to the neighboring country, Guinea. And so she went ahead. Kadijatu went ahead. But there was the day that they were to enter, there was not even a space because it was so overcrowded for her to go through the steps to climb into the boat. And so she was thrown over the boat. And back in those days, our parents, you know how it is, they trusted every and anyone, thinking that, my child is safe with you. And so she spoke over the boat, saying to a man, please watch after my daughter um, on the boat. When she gets to Guinea, somebody will be there to pick her up. And this man says, sure, she will be taken care of. And night falls, and this man takes Kadijatu to the back of the boat where the engines were going on, stuffed her mouth with cloth, tied her hands behind her back, and said to her, if you speak, I will kill you and come back and kill your mother. And so, knowing the struggles of a single mother, Kadijatu had to get into survival mode. And so she kept quiet, and it was over. She was raped, and she was left there. And morning came, and nobody noticed. Nobody noticed. Imagine a young, bubbly girl as she enters the room, everybody knows she's here. And nobody noticed. Nobody asked questions. And so at that time, who would believe her? She didn't say a word to anybody. And that time passed. She suffered with severe chronic infections from that incident until she had the opportunity to travel to the States. Came to the States, went to both high school and college, thinking she became clinically depressed, thinking the only way she would become or be whole or have a peace of mind is maybe if she gets into a relationship, gets a family of her own, and maybe correct what was not corrected by her father not being there. See, it is very important for a woman, a girl child, to have a male figure in their life that will be a role model that teaches them what to expect from a man, what to expect in a man, a father, a brother, an uncle, somebody. But in her case, that was not the case. And so there was this void, there was this vacuum that was never filled. And so she looked for love in the wrong places, to the wrong people. She got into a relationship with somebody that was as lost as she was. And these two could not find themselves. And there were incidents that happened that was not good. At age 26, she became a mom, had her first daughter, and that was an eye opener. Became homeless for 3 weeks, slept in the car with the child, and she made a promise to that child that this is the end of it. It will never repeat itself. And so there she started finding herself. She tried to commit suicide twice at age 25 and said, God, if this is life, why don't you take my life already? And there, as she spoke from her heart, she had this audible voice saying, I have given you a story, why don't you write about it? And so she responded, I do not know who you are, but I don't like writing. I hate to write. As a matter of fact, if I can pay somebody to write for me in school, I will do it, she responded. And she heard this audible voice again, I have given you a story, why don't you write about it? And so came about her first book, Broken Chains. She wrote her first book, which talked about her story of how she overcame her own demons, how she fought and overcame her own demons. And there came her second book, Saved by Grace. And this was where she had actually found herself, accepted herself, forgiven herself, and given herself permission to be. And then came her third book. She arose, understanding the dangers of procrastination. And then came the fourth book, The Dangers of Procrastination. And so I say this to say, we all go through what we go through. The girl that we're talking about is me. I chose to live an extraordinary life. I chose to be the voice for the voiceless because there are so many other talents like me, young people like me, brains like me, beauties like me that did not have the strength to go through what I went through. And they're in the graves today. But I thank God for the grace upon my life that I was able to make it, and I'm still standing, and I will stand strong till the end. God help me to make sure that the voice of the young, the voice of women and children are heard every and anywhere. The first opportunity that was given to me was for me to tell my story at the United Nations, where I was picked up by His Excellency the President and his wife, Fatima Marabio. They really liked my courage and they encouraged me to keep on pushing. I had my first invitation to Sierra Leone um, for us to be able to work together. But as you know, life happens, things happen, another thing came up, and so I had to go about doing something else. As it stands now, what I do is I have been given, or I have the privilege and honor to go represent my country in different places around the world. I also facilitate conferences. I teach on creative leadership, especially for executives. We also train the youth because we are big on education, but also vocational skills training. It's huge because for you to be educated is one, for you to have the skills is another. This day and age, they pay you more when you have skills plus education. And so that's our aim and our goal with Psychology of Winning. And with She Arose, what we do is we are just there, really adjusting each other's crown, letting our sisters know that it is okay for you to have been through what you went through. You had to go through it because just like a fine jewelry, you see this jewelry in the store, it has blings on it, you love it. And so you are pushed to buy this. But then what we don't understand or what we don't apply to these things is that that jewelry had to go through refinery, went through fire. It was hit so many times to get the shape that it had, to have the blings to fit the right way for it to be presentable to our eyes to buy. So that's how we human beings are. We should look at life in that aspect that whatever it is that I go through or whatever it is that I have been through, this is a button pusher for me to actually transform my life and understand. If most of the times people don't understand why it is they go through what they go through, and that is why people like us and yourself, Doc, we are here to help teach people because we have been opportune to find ourselves, to understand our value, to know what it's like as a woman. If you do not know what you are after, if you don't know your role as a woman, it makes it difficult to not only be yourself, it makes it difficult for you to be a mother, a wife, a friend, so much more. But when you are in that place where you are self-confident, your self-esteem is built up, you know your why, and then you start building up a brand. And from that brand, you are able to transform that and put it into every aspect of your life in building whatever industry that you are in. So that's, in a nutshell, is my story.
That is so powerful. And thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, I have gone through it before, and I just thought, what a powerful lady. And inspires me. It makes me love you the more because
Thank you.
she is just amazing. Really picking up herself and empowering girls all over the world, not just Sierra Leoneans, but I mean on global stages. And we're going to be talking about some of that. There's so much that you do. There's just so much that you do that we, I mean, when I say introduce yourself, I kind of laugh because I know how much work that this girl does.
I'm not good. I'm not good at it at all. It feels weird to do that. I don't do myself any justice in introducing myself.
Thank you so much for who you are. Thank you so
Thank
much for being so powerful. Thank you so much for staying true to your real self. And if you're just joining us for the first time, it's Sawuuboonaa Show. We are having a conversation with my guest, Dr. Kadijatu, who is joining us. She is Sierra Leonean, and she's an amazing lady doing great work. She is the brain behind She Arose, psychology of winning, and so much more that we're going to be talking about. Now, if you haven't gotten in the comment box to even tell me who you are and what country, I mean, what a disservice. Seriously. I want to know what country you're joining me from. I want to know who is in the house. I see my sister here. She's in Germany. Hi, Dr. Gift. It's great to have you. And guys, let me let you know who Dr. Gift is. I did mention to you that this month, and I've been saying that if you've been around me for a little bit, I said that this month we're celebrating the African woman, but we're also collaborating with New Africa Amazon magazine. And that's the founder that she just kind of sneaked in like she's not even here. Yeah, that's the founder of New African Amazon magazine that's based in Germany, doing amazing stuff all over the world. And can I mention that we're looking forward to this huge conference that is coming up in Morocco very soon. Yes, everyone is just giving you okay. Listen, let me not take all the happening here. So Christine says, for the purpose of networking, I kindly request Dr. Grace to share her WhatsApp number or any other social media account for easy connections. I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share her social media. Now, WhatsApp, I'm going to be a little bit selfish with that because she doesn't have time to waste. We need to know exactly what the person is connecting for. But thank you so much for that comment.
I
I love
think they should do it on Facebook Messenger. Then my team
it.
can reach out.
Absolutely. So, and we have Vicky Lee is here from Eswatini. She says, so inspirational. Yes, we all have a voice. Thank you so much, Doctor. Yes, she is. She is just amazing. I'm still looking for the word to describe her. I'll get to it before we get to the end of the show. Now, tell me a bit about the Yahweh's, did I pronounce it right? Yahweh's
Yes.
Institute. That
Yeah, Yahweh's Developmental Institute. Like I said, I do not choose to be part of the statistics of complainers because Africans, we are good at finding and locating the problem, but then we're not so good at finding solution to the problem. And so I don't just do the talking. So my mom used to run. She was the head of Armed Forces Wide Vocational Institute. And so she and I just thought fit that, she has retired. So she went to the second city, which is in Bo, where we are building a vocational training center for women, girls, and the youth basically to go learn trade. And we also teach them history, math, and English. History, you have to know where you come from. Math, you have to know how to calculate once you graduate to have your business. English, for you to be able to articulate well with your customers and so forth and so on. Some of the skills that we teach there is gara tie dyeing, soap making, cloth weaving, catering, hairdressing, the whole nine, really. We use recycled stuff. We go into the slums and the beans to get things that people don't want anymore and turn them into masterpiece. When you talk about tire centerpieces, when you talk about using tire to do chairs, living room decorations, the whole nine we do there. And so we are at roofing now for that center because we used to use my mom's front porch, but now we're at roofing stage where we have um, A hall of fame. The hall of fame basically is people, women, men, children that are doing phenomenal things around the world. And so when these young people come through these halls, they see their pictures and what they've done. They're inspired by them to want to do, if not same, even better. And so that's what Yahweh's it's all about. And that is located in Bo town in Sierra Leone, the second city of Sierra Leone.
Wow, this is so awesome. And how are we looking at funding for that project? How is the funding gonna go?
To be honest with you, I am draining because I have been funding all of this by myself. It's not easy doing all of these things, but now I am hoping because we are now a fully 501c3. We're hoping to have partners, sisters, brothers that believe in the vision that we can fund. The goal is to not only limit to Sierra Leone, but Psychology of Winning is open to come to any other country in Africa for
Mm,
us to help in building coaching, mentoring, because there's trauma, a
wow.
lot of trauma. A lot of these young people, and trauma starts as early as 2 years old with a child. Um, and most of these traumas have not been dealt with. And so, what we do at Psychology of Winning is we're able to come down to the level of these young people, women, get I have a one-on-one conversation, see where they're at intellectually, psychologically, mentally, and then from there we're able to bring up something that can work for them, that is tailored specifically to them, not for the masses.
Okay, that's awesome. I mean, I love it. That's Dr. Adama is here. I don't know if you've met Dr. Adama.
Yes, she's a phenomenal woman doing great things in Sierra Leone as well. I'm yet to meet her, but I've met her on social media.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's my sister. She's right here in the room. I tried to tag her to come and I said, come, 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 come. We had someone from Sierra Leone right here. It is just beautiful to see the work that you ladies are doing. It's just phenomenal. And I want us to talk a little bit about your involvement with the Center for Innovation and Sustainability. I want to talk more about that, especially with the focus there. I know that they're kind of working with you to build more, you know, sustainable communities. Is that
Yeah.
just in Sierra Leone or is that in different
No,
countries?
it's not just it. This is the West Africa as whole. As a matter of fact, we're getting ready to go to Tanzania in
Mm,
July,
okay.
where so the organization is called AULO. AULO is African Women in Leadership. If
Mm,
anybody's interested in joining, please feel free to do that.
mm,
I am for my chapter. I'm the vice president for my chapter.
mm,
AULO basically is a group of professional women all over the world, where we choose 3 countries that we will visit for the year. And these countries, either the first lady of that country gets to host us, or one of the top women eh, represented in the office gets to host us, where we really talk about development of women, women being represented in office. And this year, the initiative is for us to get women into tech, IT. Let
mm,
women get into the IT space, the social media space, know how to use computers, know how to navigate, whether you're a businesswoman, you're any kind of woman. And so I was privileged to be one of the speakers in Germany uh, on the 8th, International Women's Day. We launched that in Germany with Voice Aid. And it
mm.
was a phenomenal meetup where we had women from all walks of life, Sierra Leoneans, Ghanaians, Nigerians, Germans, and it was beautiful. We had a fashion show there. It was really fun. So these events are not only very serious, but then they are also very, very educative and playful because we want women to be in a place where they are comfortable. Imagine if us all are on the same page,
Mm.
what we can do as women. And
Yes.
imagine if we're into the tech space, the technology space, how much power we will have, not to dominate the men, because regardless of what, a woman will be a woman, a man will be a woman. God made a man the head for a reason. And so we are not coming to compete with them, but we just want to let them know that we are helpmates and
Mm,
we want to be in the space where we can help you So your head is not turning in the right position. We, the neck, we want to help you turn it this way. And so that's what we're all about.
Hmm. This is wonderful and such a small world that you mentioned Aulo, because I have been part of Aulo, and I think I was their first president in the US years ago. And I
Nice.
used to this is way back 2015, twenty
Wow.
sixteen, with Elisha Atai. So,
Yes.
Elisha, if
Yes.
you get to see the video, I'm excited to be chatting with Dr. Kadijatu. And that's the great thing with women development and women movement. We continue to empower each other. It's all about connecting, collaborating, and doing amazing work. So I'm so happy that you're in that space helping out, to do the work that should be done, being a voice, in different countries, and just showing others how things should be, and inviting a lot of Africans. We have Africans everywhere in the world, but a lot of times we have to get our women to step up to the front line, and that's really the focus. So ladies, if you have someone who is sitting at home and doing pity party, okay, try to connect them to us, because that's what we're doing with all of our platforms, is to empower, educate, equip these women, and get them engaged as long as they're ready to do the work. And I always say that, I am called for a special kind of woman, a woman who is hungry, right?
Yes.
You gotta be
Yeah.
hungry for change.
If you're not hungry, I'm sorry. I love you, but from a distance. It means
Yes,
you're not ready to wake up.
yes, we have work to do. We have work to do. Cut it off. This happened to me. I was from this family. Listen, we're tired of that. We are tired of that.
It has happened to every one of us. And so I tell people, don't, a lot of, especially the young women, oh, I want you to be my mentor. And I ask them, why? What's your why? How
Mm,
can I add value to you? But in return, how can you add value to me?
mm,
I'm sure you see me, you're inspired, but am I the right person for you? And so this goes out to all the women. Know your why, know what you're after, and know what you're about. And so if you are asking for help, you should be at the front line of receiving that help. Don't come crying on social media. The time that we spend on social media just wasting and wallowing time scrolling and commenting on unnecessary things, the time is over. Invest that 30 minutes, that 1 hour into doing something that can groom you to become a better version of yourself. Because the children that we have these days, they don't go by what we tell them, it's what they see us do.
mhm.
And so, as a woman, we have our work cut out for us. Let us stop this pity party, oh, I'm a woman thing. Yes, you're a woman, but you're human beings too. Just as how a man is capable of abusing a woman is also capable of doing the same. And so let's be in a place where we are creating as God created us to create. Let
Absolutely.
us create as the men generating us, we are able to give back as
Yes.
we are the incubators when we're producing. Let's make sure that we produce the right things.
Mm, I love it. This is so good. And Dr. Adama says there are seeds planted in us, dying to grow. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
This is what keeps me going. I have all these amazing women around me, and it is so good. Thank you, my sister, for making out time to be here. Together, we will make the difference. Together, we will change the life of the African girl and woman one at a time. But they must be ready, just like Dr. Kadijatu has said. You have to step up to the front line so that you can hear when we're shouting. You can hear when you're there, you're able to access our palm. We're stretching out our palms and saying, hold me and let's go. But you have to be ready to hold me. I can't stretch out my hand and you're lying in bed. No, no, sir.
One,
The first
one
thing
thing
you
I'd
have to
really like to one thing I'd really like to add is I want to see again where our mothers are actually taking the time to train our girls on how to become a woman, what it means to be a woman, and sending the right message, the right information to these young girls as to who we are as women. We're not being taught that anymore. And so most of the young women are lost. They don't know what their place is as a woman. They don't even know who they are as a woman. And that's really, really tough. My last visit to one of the schools, was a young girl. She was just in JSS 1 from 1. Here they will call it ninth grade. After I was done talking to them, she found her way, squeezed herself in the middle of that crowd and came to me. She held me so tight.
Mm.
And she says, I want to ask you a question. I said, yes. And she says, how did you manage not to get pregnant when you
Oh,
were touched? Right there, she didn't have to tell me anything. I knew somebody's touching this girl.
yep,
And
absolutely.
that brought tears to my eyes. And I asked her, I said, do you live with your mom and dad? She says, yes. I said, is somebody touching you? And she couldn't say a word.
Mm.
And I said to her, it's okay. And so we took her contact, and now we're working with her. I do sessions with her twice a week when she calls me, and we're able to talk. And I mean, the things that you hear from these young ones, it's crazy. Where the mothers are just busy. You wake up in the morning, pack up, and you're off to the market, not caring what Adama is going through, what Adama is thinking, and the words we speak. Words go a long way. I
Mm.
rather you take a cane and whip me than speak negative words to me, because those, just like what Adama just said, it's a seed. A word is a seed. It goes and it sticks somewhere, and then it germinates and it starts to grow.
Right.
Believe it or not, unconsciously, when you get to that point where you can't even cut that tree down because the seed has grown into a tree now, then that's where you see all these toxic coming from east, west, north, and south. And so we as women, we need to be in that place where we have relationship with our girl children. We have relationship with our sons, where we teach them how to be a man, how to respect a woman, how to love and protect, that you're a protector, you're a provider, you're a guardian. And the woman you're supposed to respect, to honor, nurture, and also help. Once we are able to close that gap like this, then it becomes a partnership. The men don't see us as a threat anymore. The women also don't see the men as, oh, this one is just the same person as was. You know, it is very, 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 very important that we come to this place where women are just taking ownership and breaking the ceiling glasses of empowering these young girls, because they do not know who they are.
Mm.
Absolutely not. When you're talking to them, it's like, I don't think that's I can do that. I don't. It's sad.
I love that you shared that because that is so important that, parents spend a lot more time, especially mothers spend a lot more time with the children. And Dr. Dama says there is power in our words. Our youth needs our words of empowerment, of encouragement, of inspiration, especially for our girl child. That is so true. And thank you for sharing that. Wow, this has been such a great conversation with you. And my final question for you would be, I know that every country has something for beauty. I'm on a role whereby I'm just kind of like encouraging African women to begin to use African products. I visit Africa a lot, and I find that so many African women were thinking about products from China. I
Yeah.
you're Chinese. I don't have any. Okay, but I think that Africans will know the African skin better, and so what are those beauty tips from Sierra Leone that makes the Sierra Leonean woman beautiful? Because like Dr. Adama is so gorgeous too. Um,
Yes, her black is
yeah,
shining.
yeah. So what are those things from Sierra Leone that we can learn? What
So thank you for asking that, because I'm a big promoter of our local content, local market, things that we can use, whether it's fashion, whether it's food. Even for me, I own my own natural juice company,
mm,
these just natural drinks, where we make not only delicious juices, but it's healthy. When you talk about, you are what you eat, and so whatever you put inside is what comes out. We specialize in using ginger. Ginger is an immune booster. It
right.
helps you in every aspect. So even when COVID came, I was doing that, helping the elderly and the first responders. Will make bisab
Yes.
and ginger and pineapple skin as a healthy juice. We will make carrots and ginger. We will make celeries and cucumber with the ginger, and people really liked it. Those are all healthy tips. Now, when it comes to beauty, for me, people are always saying, "Oh, you have a baby face." I don't know how to do makeup. I do makeups occasionally,
Mm.
but what I really do is pineapple,
Okay.
oatmeal,
Mm.
and egg. I
Wow.
blend those together. That is my facial mask.
Wow.
You can also use the pineapple, oatmeal, and egg for women that have had babies that have soggy breast, and just, it helps. It's a consistent thing. It's not going to happen in 1 week. So somebody should not come back and say, "But you told me this." Mm-mm. It has to be a part of you. You blend those and you rub it and massage, the upper part, so that your breast goes back as time goes on where it was.
Wow.
Another healthy tip for women that have stretch marks is the shea butter.
Mm.
Women that have had babies that had stretch marks, the shea butter, you rub those all over your body. Make sure you massage it very well. All these other things on social media that we see now, the shea butter is meant for that. And I always teach my girls when I'm doing summits, I have a bucket of lime
Mm.
in front of the hall before they come in. If you cannot afford um, perfume or roll on, hey, there's a lime. Get yourself together and come in and let's hug and laugh about things. And so they know me for that.
Mm.
Lime all the way for women, your armpits, and breath, fresh breath. If you cannot afford toothpaste, toothbrush, for one of those of you, I use charcoal. I use the charcoal and salt. I use the ash. When you cook, the ashes and salt,
Yes.
I put those two together and brush my teeth. That's what keeps my dentures going, because I'm diabetic. And so I have to make sure that I keep up with all of those things. The other healthy tip in Sierra Leone is we use, what is it called? Mm, it's in my head, but I can't say it. Um, they use these things for beauty marks back in those days. I have my own natural hair somewhere here, but then they use, I think, kushu or something, and they use it and put these beauty marks on themselves that has no side effect versus
Okay.
going to lay down on the laser to get that stuff done. I also teach the young girls that come around me. You keep your natural nails. This is my natural nail. I just go and put gel. It's my natural nail. It goes stronger because Africa, we're very beautiful. Our skin does not crack. Like the saying goes, once you go black, you can't crack.
Right.
It We have to keep up with these things, keep up our beauty. I guess those are the only tips I have for now.
Those are great tips, and thank you for sharing that. That's just beautiful. I learned a lot, honestly. I really did learn a lot.
And for lotion, you use, the orange skin, the
The right.
tam, ta,
Okay.
the tangerine.
Yes.
You peel it off, you
Yes.
put it in a bottle container like this, and then olive oil, and pour the olive oil, the 100% olive oil, and
Yes.
just let it sit there to ferment.
Mm.
Give it time to ferment. Once it ferments, all you smell is that orange smell. You can rub that on your skin and it keeps your skin glowing and shining and smooth. That's what I use, so I don't buy lotion.
Oh, that's
You
good.
can call me cheap, but that's what
But your skin is beautiful and flawless.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, your skin is beautiful. This is true African beauty. Oh my goodness, this was just so great. And guys, if you're just joining us, I don't know where you've been. So listen, you need to go back to the beginning of this video. There's so many tips. My guest was just so amazing. She's from Sierra Leone. It was such an honor to have her in the house. She's extremely busy. I know she's on her way to the airport, and that's why
Yes,
I'm trying
gotta run.
to get her out of here. But I sincerely appreciate you, my sister. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for the work that you do. You are amazing. I don't know if anybody has told you that, but I'm saying that to you. You are amazing.
I
Uh,
don't hear it enough, but say it again. No, I'm just kidding.
I love
It
the
feels good. It feels good when it comes from the sister, because sometimes it can be very draining. People don't
yes,
know behind closed doors what it is that we go through. just to make things happen. Don't just look at social media and say, oh, she got it going on. Trust me, I'm human too. I do cry, I have feelings. And so let us take it easy on one another, because we know today, we don't know tomorrow. Our tomorrow is not guaranteed at today is. So when you see a sister next door, whether you talk to her or not, hey sister, how are you? I am going to the store. Would you like a bottle of milk?
Mm.
Help somebody. You never know what you would have changed in that person's life.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to kill themselves. Maybe they're depressed. Maybe they're going through so much. As I am speaking to you, I am on my way to go add value to my sister all the way in Arizona. And
Yeah.
so sometimes it's good to sacrifice for others. Put your foot in the shoes of others, and God will always make a way for you where there's no way.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. You are such an inspiration. And guys, you can connect with her. Is Dr. Kadijatu Grace. She's on social media. She's on all the right places. You can check out her work. She Rose conference. It would be great if you can be part of the conference. Please come.
Yes.
We want to have as much people to be there. I'm going to make sure that I shake her up so we can have the virtual part of it because her message is so great. It's so good.
Let's do it.
People have to have access to her message, right? And she also has the psychology of winning. She has so many things. She's got the
So,
Yahweh. Um,
psychology of winning. Sorry to cut you off there. We in Sierra Leone, for the first in the history of Sierra Leone, this April 26th, we are actually doing youth festival
hmm,
for the first in the history of Sierra Leone, where youth will come out, and we are asking that the president is also in there in participation with it, where the 16 tribes of Sierra Leone will come out, but then these youth will be represented as chiefs, as the kingmakers, the lawmakers, the whole nine. And we'll also have booths for young innovators, young people that have the gift to go extract medicine, local herbs from the bush and come heal somebody. We want to also introduce that and legalize that, so young people feel like they are part of nation building. And so this is something that we want to do in every West African countries, as we have extended invitation to our neighboring countries, which is Liberia and Guinea. So that's what we're doing on the 26th of April. Now, the 31st of March is what you were just talking about, Shiaro Summit here in York, Pennsylvania. So if you're around the DMV area, there's no way you cannot not come, because it's going to be balling.
yes, 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 yes. I'm excited about that. So thank you so much. And Dr. Dama says, we'll look forward to the youth festival. Yes, that's it. Guys, I told you this is how we behave. This is how sisters do it. We're here and we're ready to work together. So I don't know where you've been. If you're trying to rock alone, it's not going to happen. Like we have to collaborate. So I'm so sorry that I have to bring the show to an end because I really have to honor my sister. And I know, listen, when she told me she was going to come on the show this morning, I was like, listen, she really loves what she does. She really does because she's on the way to the airport. I know you would love to have her again, but I'll bring her again. She's really not going anywhere, but she's stuck with me. I'll bring her again and again. So much more that we're going to do for girls, so much more we're going to do for young people. So we are coming to the end of the show, but please, before you get off, I just want you to know that if you are this amazing and powerful woman who is doing great work in your community, who is doing great work in your country, wherever, get in touch with me. Listen, we need to talk about you. Get in touch with me. We are in this show, we're all about bragging on our sisters. Let me know the work you're doing. Get in my DM for the right reasons. Sometimes people get in my DM and like, hi, we don't do hi. I just want to know what you are up to.
Collaborate. So
Person that
I'm
should
so
be coming
sorry
on
that
the
I have to.
show. Whatever that you want, please get in my DM and let me know if there are people from your country. Please do that because we're just celebrating women this month and we're going to be having them on the magazine. So you'll get to see Dr. Kadijatu again. Of course, we have beautiful pictures on the magazine. We'll share the link so that you can have access to it. And I'm looking forward to work with more women in other countries as well. So thank you so much for your time. The interesting thing is that I have met so many women now from Sierra Leone, and all of them are just so, I don't know.
Phenomenal. Sierra Leone women are the best. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. I mean, I'm just like, Mama Salon, according to Dr. Adama. Oh my goodness. These
Yes,
people
yes.
they are
Salon is the
something.
place to be.
Yes.
So one thing that people don't know about Sierra Leone is it's a beautiful country. I mean, there's nothing when you talk about I'm going to the Dominicans, the islands, the Caribbeans, you have Sierra Leone in West Africa. Really. It's
Yes.
a place to be. So most of the time when I'm stressed, I go and do one light tourism video and just encourage people. Say, hey, Sierra Leone is the place to be, on the beach or somewhere.
Hmm.
And so it's a beautiful place. Our people are friendly. They're very welcoming. As a matter of fact, if you're a visitor, they will hail you more than the child in Sierra Leone. So I believe you're coming to Sierra Leone and just get ready, Doc, because you're coming with us next year for Sierra Rose Summit
Yes,
because Sierra Leone is hosting
absolutely.
us.
Shia Rose, I already said yes. I was like, okay, I'm going to rock it up. I saw that they have beaches, so that's going to be fun. Yeah. But thank you so much,
Thank you.
ladies, gentlemen, and whoever joined us today. It was such an honor to have you in the house. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm really checking things out, whether this is a better time for people. But let's see what happens to our guests. Thank you. And everyone is excited to have you here. Yes, we are coming. Somebody else said they're coming. Hey, you got to be ready for us. We're coming to Sierra Leone. We're
Let's
coming
do
ready
it.
to do it. Yeah. So thank you. And we're just going to finish up with this music I just got introduced to that I really love. And it's Waterside Stone. I
What's a
mean,
size stone
it-
from I Tribe?
yes. So thank you, my sister. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Facebook, like I told you, we do not have the right to the music, but we're going to do our thing as African women. So we'll continue with the music. Thank you so much.
Candy, baby.
Young Heat on the beat.
Yeah, like your blessing. Why you don't me act where you know say you know one time? You dey like by me, you must fast like Ogo Bantan. You dey shake your head to me song, but you no dance am. You say you love me, but I'm a bad man. Yeah. Good old man, that's for fellow. You fool me with swallow. If I give me your bank account, give me your house, and give me your money, oh. Good old man, that's for fellow. You fool me with swallow. If I give me your bank account, give me your house, and give me your money, oh. But you know you say me like what a size two. You see me like a dirty